Is cluster bad? That's probably something you've asked yourself before, and in this video I'm gonna tell you if he's bad or if he's good. I'm gonna be talking about his strengths and weaknesses, what situations he can be good in, and which situations he's bad in, while you watch me clap people's cheeks in the background in this gameplay. Alright, so cluster strengths are early game, and that's all. He's pretty bad in the late game for the most part. And mid game, it's pretty useless since people don't really clump up as much as the early game. He's really only good in the early game because that's when he's the most useful. In the mid and late game, he just can't really do much against other characters. But very powerful in the early game. If you don't instantly get targeted and they let you shoot everybody that's piled up in the group, if the player is smart, they'll just all separate and kill you. But that usually doesn't happen because everybody sucks at the game except me, you know? You know. But yeah, from what I've seen, his only strength is the early game. Now his weaknesses. Oh man, he has tons of weaknesses. One of his weaknesses is that he's pretty slow, and anybody can just catch up to his face and kill him since he's a thrower. You can't really shoot that much in front of him. And if you're fast, you can just outrun his shots, or you can juke his shots since they shoot weirdly and you can't really hit most of them and somebody's running around. Like if an assault or shotgunner try to kill you, you're basically dead unless they suck and don't dodge your shots. So if people get close to you, you're pretty much dead. Another one of his weaknesses is that he does no damage to buildings or vehicles or defenses. Only players. That kinda sucks, but I understand it since he's not really meant for that. That's one of his weaknesses, and that's why he's only good in the early game, because he can't do damage to all that. So yeah, I could honestly just keep going about all of his weaknesses, but I'm not, because I don't care. Now for the situations he's good in, he's pretty good in early game situations, like when they're trying to capture the base. You can just go up to it and just start spamming shots, as long as you're with like a few teammates, because he's tanky, but he can die pretty quickly, honestly. But yeah, if you go up to the enemy base when they're trying to capture it and just spam all your shots in the middle, since they're most likely gonna be grouped up, just spam all your shots and kill them, or at least get them very low for your teammates to kill them. That's honestly how I see cluster to be the best, is to get enemies low for your teammates so they can be one shot and die pretty quickly. Also, I just wanted to include the end of this game because look how close it is with only 30 seconds left. Like nobody has done damage to none of the HQs, but there's only 20 seconds left, and as you can see, there's a whatever those things are called going over to the enemy HQ, and he's about to go shoot it and do some chip damage to it. With only 5 seconds left, he gets a little bit of damage that wins us the game. Like, that was an insanely close game. It's only that close because of stupid repair laser. Please get that out of the game. Space saves, please. Alright, so for another situation he can be good in is, I don't know if anybody knows this or if anybody has tried it, but if you can get like a tank or a scorcher and hide behind them with the Zuka, you could use cluster to take out the enemies defending, because most likely they'll be clumped up trying to defend behind their defenses, and you could use cluster to reach at them and shoot them. And since cluster shots usually spread, you can hit most of them and get them pretty low for your tank to take out or just kill them, which is pretty underrated. I don't think anybody has tried it, and I think could be a future strat. So if you're watching this, you should definitely try it sometime. I haven't really tried it much, but I see the potential in it. That's a pretty good situation Cluster can be good in. That's the only situation he can be good in offense, since he doesn't do damage or that much damage to the defenses or the HQ. Unless they're pretty low, then you can take them out easily, but if they're pretty high health, they'll take you like the whole game to do it, so I don't recommend it. Trust me, I've tried. Took me a while. I'm never gonna try it again. Honestly, another situation he can be good in, it's basically like the first situation, but with the booster. Instead of going to capture your own HQ, you're gonna invade the enemy HQ with like a booster and a heavy or something, assault, and you can just go ham on all of them, trying to take them out. I haven't tried it, but I also see the potential in that, and you should definitely try it. Would definitely not throw all of your games. Also, this is more of a strat. It's like Blitzkrieg, but instead with 2 clusters. You go into the enemy HQ, and with the 2 clusters and the 4x4 or APC, and you go to there and use the clusters to take out any of the enemies that are clumped up defending or just out there somewhere, and you just go ham on all of them to take them out. I've tried it like once, not in any of these games, but I've tried it and it worked pretty well, honestly. It took out most of them or got them pretty low, so like if a Zuka came, it just took them out. Definitely recommend it. Almost forgot about this one, but Cluster is pretty good in smaller maps where the bridges are pretty small and people clump up there to go there. Since Cluster shot spread, they can easily take a bunch of damage while trying to cross the bridge, or just in small pathways in general. Cluster's pretty good at doing that. So I'd say only do that on defense in the mid game. That's the only time you can use him in the mid game, is when you're trying to defend people coming through the bridge or a small pathway. That's the only time I say to use him in the mid game. Other than that, don't really use him in bigger maps unless you're capturing the HQ, obviously. That's honestly the only situations I can see Cluster being good in, which is not that much. So now I'm gonna just commentate over the rest of the gameplay. You already know, gotta clap some cheeks, gotta clap this Zuka. Oh, I died. Well, I'm gonna just go clap some cheeks on Cluster in the enemy base, cause I'm good like that. Or not. I'm gonna just go defend B. A, because I'm just built different. I completely collapsed this armored car. Totally wasn't my defenses doing that. It was all me. No cap. Bro, look at this. Just look how long it takes to take out this heavy. I thought Cluster would be good at taking out tanks, but just look how long it takes. It even takes me to use the flame strike, and I still ended up dying to the sniper anyways. Like, bro, I thought he was good against tanks. Apparently he's not. He got completely clapped by the tank. Took me way too long to kill him. Alright, so here I just go to attack A, or just take out any defenders, which is right now this Zuka and a medic. You know, gets completely clapped by me, cause Cluster is trash. You already know. Here I'm just deciding if I should go for the assault or the Zuka. And the Zuka's a bot, so I just go for it and kill it with the sniper. Dies pretty quickly, but then this assault comes And I try to outplay him by going around the thing, but he still just completely collapsed me since he gets a medic on him. So I just go back on cluster and see that the enemy HQ is low. That's why it takes me so long to decide, because I saw that it was low. So I just went there and decided to help my team. Never mind, I got on the APC because it's an APC. Why wouldn't you go on it? I just had to clap that heavy first because I like clapping cheeks, especially heavies. On God. And here we just stay defending since our teammates over there basically have it captured. We defend against this APC with a cluster, which is pretty dumb. I don't know why you would do that. We just defend pretty easily against the bots, because all that's coming here are bots. And maybe like 1 or 2 real players. Pretty easy game though. You already know. Easy win with only cluster. Clapped everybody's cheeks. No cap. So for the title, is Cluster bad? Honestly, he's pretty mid. He's not bad, but he's also not good at anything. So I'd say he's B tier at most, C tier at least. He can be used in some situations, but that's very rare. I think people just have to experiment with him more. Alright boys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and comment, you bozo. Also like the video. Big Booty Zuka.